everybody, Trevor here, and it's time for another top 10 video on Thomas and Friends. Before we begin, I just want to address something. I've gotten a couple comments in the last video telling me that the reason Super Rescue wasn't televised was because of budget constraints. And because Flying Scotsman's model wasn't completely finished in time, the company couldn't afford to create two more new character models. So yeah, I just wanted to point that out before we get started on my next top 10, which will be about my own ideas for new Thomas characters. When it comes to new seasons of the show, I always love the idea of introducing new characters every once in a while, not just to sell toys and make money, but to add to the overall lore of the TV series canon. Now for this list, not only will I say their names out loud, but I'll do my best to talk about these new characters in full detail, such as their class, color, and maybe even a number on their sides. However, as someone who's not the best at art, I won't be recoloring any images that I'm borrowing from the internet, and besides, I just want to get this video done and over with before the month of January ends. Oh, and if some of these ideas were already taken by someone, then I deeply apologize if I stole them unintentionally. And this will also explain why I won't be including family characters like Alfred and Timothy since those were already taken. This video is for my own creations only, and nothing else. Now with those things out of the way, let's get chugging once more. Coming at number 10 is Lori the Lorry. Lori is a delivery lorry who came to the island of Sodor to help with the extra workload on the roads. And at first, Toby didn't like her because his old tramway was replaced by some of her kind. But he soon learns that Lori wasn't trying to take away his job, she was only trying to be helpful and wanted to be friends with the engines. And yes, Lori and Lori do sound the same, which is basically a pun. As for Lori's basis, she can either be a Foden lorry much like the horror lorries, or some other British design because once again, Sodor is a British island, and I want to stay true to its region as much as possible. Number 9. Gertie the Bus. Gertie is a pink bus who is Bertie's twin sister and wants nothing more than to have fun and games with her favorite brother, much to Bertie's irritation. I know this idea sounds silly and lazy, which explains why she's number 9, but I think it would be kind of a cute coincidence that Bertie and Gertie are twin siblings, except that Gertie is pink with a tiny little bow in her brown hair. And not only that, but she could be a nice addition to the Solar Roadways company where Bertie, Bulgy, and Algie were to take passengers all around the island. In other words, I think it's a good idea to introduce more buses to the show besides the two red ones we already know and love. Number 8. The Tower Crane Twins as sentient characters. These cranes used to work at Boulder Quarry before the mine was closed down by Sir Tom Hatt due to Boulder's path to destruction. And personally, as pictured in this screenshot, this is what they would look like. But what about their personalities, you may ask? Well, maybe they can be brothers who like to be chatty, just like Mildred and Monster from season 21. Imagine if they also had the same voices as them. I wonder what would happen to them after the events of season 5. Maybe they have a new job somewhere on the island like the Sora Construction Company? That would be a cool idea since the Bob the Builder reboot already has Tiny the Tower Crane. As for their names, I think they should be named Terry and Jerry since those names rhyme. Number 7. A reskin of Shooting Star Gordon. Remember in the Great Race where Gordon was streamlined? What if there was another Thomas character based on his streamlined design? And he would have an American accent of some sort. I bet Neil Crone's Gordon voice would fit well for the character. As for its name and color, he would most likely be navy blue and named Gerald, not to be confused with Gator from Tale of the Brave. And furthermore, he would have the same persona as Gordon. It sounds lame, I know, but it's the best I could think of for this type of new character. And besides, Shooting Star Gordon's streamlined basis is actually American. That's why Gerald needs to speak with an American accent of some sort. Number 6. Hercules the Giant Malay Tank Engine. This character would hail from the Black Hills Central Railroad and came to the island to help with the extra workload. Samson is very jealous of this character at first due to his incredible strength and size and tries to prove that he's the strongest tank engine on Sodor. But he soon became friends with him in the end after he broke down, and as a result, Hercules helped him pull a long, heavy train to its rightful destination on time. In my opinion, I think his color should be black with white lettering, just like his real life basis. And besides, not every new Thomas character has to be very colorful like the Steam Team. Number 5. A standard gauge cousin of Peter Sam. Believe it or not, there are standard gauge versions of Peter Sam's basis in real life. Don't believe me? Here's proof. The reason why I would like this type of character to exist is because I think it would be quite interesting to see in the show. And it doesn't matter if it's a boy or girl, just as long as this character is interesting enough for the audience to enjoy. As for its name, I can't think of one at the moment. And furthermore, this character could work on Stephanie's branch line, and would often say hello to his or her narrow gauge friends like Peter, Sam, and Rusty. What do you guys think? Coming at number 4 is the big boy as a Thomas character. I truly think that one of the big boys should be a Thomas character of his own, and he would have the number 4000 on his sides because, after all, it's his numbered series in the real world. As for his persona, he would be a big, strong, kind, friendly, and helpful character who is always willing to help a friend in need, just like Hank and Sam. Number 3. A couple more female miniature engines. To be honest, I don't want Sigrid of Archdale to be the only female engine on the Archdale Miniature Railway. In other words, I'm a guy and I don't mind some diversity here and there as long as there are no more Mary Sues like Nia and Rebecca. Now, here are a couple of ideas for 2 more females on that railway. One could be an engine from America, the other could be from the United Kingdom. And it doesn't matter which basis because I still want them to look good. As for their personalities, like I said before, don't make them Mary Sues like Nia and Rebecca. Give them some flaws here and there as well as some proper character development. Number 2. A few more sentient fire engines. Remember the Dennis F8 fire engines from Season 5? Imagine if these types of fire engines became sentient like they did with the breakdown train from The Adventure Begins. Now, I don't remember how many there were exactly in the show, but I do know there were several from Season 5 all the way to 12. I personally think there should be at least 3 of them just for good measure. After all, you can never have too many fire engines as stated in Season 17. As for their names, I think they should be called Fred, Frank, and Francine, and they could all be siblings who like to work together to fight fires, just like with Belle and Flynn from the CGI series. Before we get to our number 1 pick, I just want to give at least one honorable mention. The My Custom Engine models. I decided to omit these because I want to make room for something entirely new and never been thought of before. And besides, these are merchandise exclusive characters, and they can be customized by anybody. And the number 1 spot goes to more female narrow gauge engines. So far, the only female engine that's narrow gauge was Millie from King of the Railway. And that's sad because I would have loved to see some more females on the narrow gauge lines. I mean, if Mattel wants more diversity in their shows, why not introduce some more brand new female narrow gauge engines, whether steam or diesel? Speaking of diesels, I would honestly like to have a secondary diesel engine to replace Fred from the Railway series, and she could have the same flaws as him in terms of laziness, not to mention the same exact number 9 as him. In addition, I think they should also introduce another narrow gauge tender engine besides Duke and Bertram, and maybe this one could be based off of Linda from the Festiniog Railway in Wales. Or how about a vertical boiler engine named Veronica, or maybe another American design like those from Colorado, or even an Australian tank engine from the Puffing Billy Railway. The possibilities are endless! Anyways, those are my ideas for new Thomas characters. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, then please feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you want to, and click the bell icon to be notified for my latest uploads. I also would like to know your own ideas for new Thomas characters, and what you think of mine. I'm beyond curious. This is Trevor Davis signing off, and I'll see you all in February.